when you create a virtual reality is created by a rule set and a clock. So let's talk about, any virtual reality. It has rules, the way things have to interact, and it has a clock. Any model of a dynamic system, and that's a system that can change, has an outer time loop. And it cycles through the calculations of everything happening every delta t. And then it's like it recalculates everything for the next delta t and recalculates everything for the next delta t. So the time in our virtual reality is just that. It's the outer time loop of the simulation that's simulating the virtual reality. Every virtual reality has a speed limit, the speed of light. That's that speed limit. That's why light speed is a constant. It goes with the nature of the digital reality, that you have to have a speed limit. Now, the World of Warcraft has a speed limit too. So do the Sims. So does No Man's Sky. All virtual realities have to have a speed limit. The speed of light, changes every so often, just a little bit in, say, the 9th decimal place. You may not have been aware of that, but the speed of light is, we measure it to like 15 decimal places, but every so often, I think it's happened now about 4 times, maybe 5 times, that the speed of light has actually changed a little in 8th, 9th, 10th, I don't remember, but around in that, let's just say 9th decimal place. Not very much, but enough that it's not measurement error. It's a real change in the speed of light. And of course, nobody knows why. Why does it do that? Why does it change that little bit?
The system, the larger consciousness system, can, in some ways, does have that freedom to make up those fudge factors because it generated the rule set in the first place, and it's not that it just wants things to evolve deterministically, but has specific goals that it's trying to achieve.
Exactly. Time happens naturally in consciousness, right? That's just a part of consciousness's choice, and choice requires time. So that's just a natural part of that system. In a virtual reality, then you have to have a clock that runs that virtual reality. If you have 10 different virtual realities, then you can easily have 10 different clocks. They don't all have to use the same clock. They can use much different clocks. It depends on the purpose and the structure and how much detail you have within those realities and what the rules are. So time can be a lot of different things, places. It doesn't have to be, the system is aware, it's conscious, it's intelligent. Everything doesn't have to be a machine. People tend to think of reality as some machine, some mindless machine that just somehow keeps cranking on all by itself. But that's not a good way to think about it. If you understand that if consciousness is fundamental, let's put it that way, then it's not a machine. It's a thing that can think. It's a thing that can change. It can do things that are outside the rule set if it wants. It can do things entirely outside the rule set and allow those to happen right here because that serves its purposes. So that is, it's not as buttoned down as everything is a machine and everything works like this and everything, you can give a formula for everything that happens. Sometimes things happen just because it's better for the system, and the system can do what it pleases with its virtual reality. Now it wants to keep its virtual reality looking real, so it doesn't do a lot of things that show. It tries to keep that as hidden as possible. That's what makes it a good virtual reality. If you had a bad virtual reality, it wouldn't be so much fun to play in it. Things would happen unexpectedly. It would be kind of a squirrely, goofy virtual reality. You expect it to be orderly and to follow rules and not to break those rules. And our virtual reality is like that too. So when the system breaks a rule and changes things, it has to do it in such a way that nobody notices. C being a constant comes from the fact that this is a virtual reality. If this is a virtual reality, then it's ridiculous to think of it as being built from the ground up.